Welcome back, everybody, to Gamers Without Borders, powered by the Savvy Games Group. I'm Stumpy, joined by Cole, and we have just witnessed Space Station Gaming take down Axel 3-1, but that was in the uppers. My word, that was above us. That was the floor up there. Since then, we've gone downstairs, and then we found ourselves in the lower bracket. Ooh. So let's have a little look at how the show has gone thus far. Cole, talk us through it.
So far, we have seen version 1 defeat Boulevard by 3-1. Boulevard looked good in the 3v3s, winning the first one, losing the first 3v3 by just 1 goal, and then winning the second 3v3 by a couple of goals. But sadly, the 2v2 and 1v1 weren't quite it for those guys, as we predicted. As for Complexity, as for OpTic Gaming, I was watching them earlier on as much as I could on the A stream against Complexity, and they ran Complexity very close indeed. Even the fourth game was a 1v1 between AJ, who's actually one of the better, if not the best, 1v1ers left in this North American bracket. He lost the 1v1 against CRR, but it was only by 1 goal. So, close matches between Complexity and OpTic Gaming, and I think they will certainly be favourites against Boulevard coming in here.
Yeah, OpTic are going to be the stronger team. If you want to be watching Koi versus Team Axel, however, that is going to be over on the main stream. That is twitch.tv/GWBPS_EN. Basically, remove the B. We are the B, remove that bad boy, and then you find yourselves over on the main stream. So, OpTic versus Boulevard. Let's have a little look and see what's going on with them. I am intrigued, Cole, because with OpTic, they're a very interesting team, especially with their new look. If you have a quick look at the A-Stream schedule before that, though, we're now on the Complexity Gaming versus version 1. Also, yeah, that's what's going to be going on now. And then over on the, after that is going to be G2 versus Space Station Gaming. And then we're going to be covering the lower bracket on here the entire rest of the day.
Yeah, it's exciting times. Rocket League all over the place. I love these early days in events when there is just matches going on the A stream, matches going on the B stream. You've got to love it, seeing all the Rocket League come together at you at once. And as you mentioned earlier on, Stumpy, it is time for the lower bracket. We have OpTic Gaming versus Boulevard coming up very, very soon. And then Koi versus Team Axel a little bit later on too. So it's exciting times. And yeah, this next matchup, OpTic Gaming versus Boulevard, let's have a little chat about OpTic, because they're looking pretty good. You know, they're a team that I think certainly towards the end of last season they were written off a little bit. They didn't quite have that bite in attack. But Rettel's moving there. He really has stepped up, and AJ is obviously one of the most flair players that you will ever see. It's just they're a well-oiled machine, and they're entertaining as well.
I think this is one of the formats that's going to benefit them too.
Yes.
In a raw 3v3, they aren't going to be the team that's going to be winning them necessarily. They'll get to a quarter, and that'll be good. They'll get to a semis, and that'll be brilliant for them. When you look at that team, though, with AJ, Rettles, and Magic Bear, they are 3 very, very competent players. You have AJ and Magic Bear, who are 2 fantastic 1v1 players, with AJ being the standout 1v1 player. I'm intrigued about their 2v2 team, because previously they fielded AJ and Magic Bear, which I agree with, which I like. I feel like they've played with each other a little bit less, though, than AJ and Rettles would have done. But start us off, Cole, we've got a 3v3, and I feel OpTic. They are El Favorato?
Yes, they are. But we have to remember that earlier on with Boulevard, they proved that even at this level, either of these teams can win a 3 versus 3. There is no way you can write off Boulevard right here, especially after getting that game earlier on against version 1, one of the most hyped teams. One of the teams that were expected to go far in pretty much every event. Boulevard got themselves a 3-1 victory against them. So OpTic Gaming coming up against that. OpTic did win the opening 3v3 earlier on against Complexity. It was the only game they did win, so they do have previous in starting off well in these series. Let's see if they can keep that going. OpTic are favourites here, but don't write off Boulevard.
And we say that they're favourites, but interestingly, they qualified through the lower bracket of those open qualifiers. And who sent them there? It was Boulevard. Boulevard took down OpTic on the winner's side to send them to the lowers. So bear in mind that was just a raw 3v3 bracket. That was not representative necessarily. But 3v3, these two are going to be toe-to-toe with, if anything, Boulevard having that advantage.
Well, let's see if Boulevard can keep that one going then. That's a really good point, something that I had not considered, that Boulevard will have the upper hand mentally, perhaps, going into this matchup right here. The Bears knocking on the Boulevard door. AJ tries to swing it open. Saved a couple of times by Boulevard players. OpTic have started very well. Incisive passing. Good mechanics from them as well. The pressure remains on. AJ hits the post. And Delta just manages to avoid, just sending that one straight to his opponent. And seeing it nest from the back of his own net.
1 minute 30 has elapsed and Magic Bear finds himself on the right-hand side, challenging versus Alraz. Bear in mind earlier that we saw these teams take place. I was about to point out Delta as being the man that managed to get a couple of goals when they were playing previously. Alraz with a great 50 and Delta swooping in with Retals thinking that's going to the corner. I've got time to get boost here. No, Delta is there.
Yeah, Alraz not just getting clean 50-50, also continuing to boost through it to send AJ away and clear the path for his teammate. Good lead for Boulevard. It could be a second one here. Magic Bear called into action at his near post. It's a great touch into the centre. The Boulevard player trying to build upon what they earlier on with that first goal. Love that from Boulevard. Just resting on their laurels, keeping going. And pass into the centre. ZPS thinks about coming in against Magic Bear. Magic Bear had a pretty good sense that ZPS wasn't going to overcommit that much, so can slow things down. And now that leads to an OpTic Gaming attack. Wrestles on the side. Magic Bear waiting in the centre. Wrestles over the top. And the rest sends it out wide. It's a fast-paced 3v3 to get us going in this series.
Approaching half-time, Boulevard though still with that lead. AJ Central absolutely shanked above the crossbar though by his offending player. Magic Bear wanted to continue this push. Good chances really starting to emerge for OpTic Gaming with a good bit away. However, it's going to be falling back down to the defense of OpTic Gaming on the blue side. ZPS moving a defender, and that means that a little bit more conservative play to come out from OpTic.
They're able to speed it up as soon as they need to. They feel that they can, but they're being pretty safe with their rotation so far. You'll often see two of them on that midway line, overcommitting, putting anything away to them. But the last thing they want to do is give away a second goal and go 2-0 behind. It could happen anyway with ZPS trying to angle that one goalwards. They're quite able to. Zelda just careens off the ceiling. Bears now coming in to send it to the side. Boulevard matching OpTic Gaming every step of the way. Not just a smash and grab here. They've got the mechanics to play with too. ZPS. Decent wins today in his own right. Alraz keeps the attack going. Boulevard's starting to up the pace, and OpTic Gaming are just beginning to struggle somewhat.
AJ on that left-hand wall with 0 boost. He has to try and pick up the 100. He does manage to, and now a chance to go for this attack. Can't get the 50 in this guy. Magic Bear actually committing with him with 90 seconds. Time ticks down, but the goal is left completely open and vulnerable, and AJ is the one to strike.
Such a shame as far as Boulevard are concerned. They did so much work, and then a couple of bumps from Magic Bear, a nice little quick turn from AJ, and it's all undone with 85 seconds left of this first game. Such an important goal. You win the 3v3, you have so much more confidence going into the 1v1 or 2v2, whatever turns up next. AJ has the ball on his roof, wants to get the bit reset, and does underneath Alraz, and that's the difference between these two teams.
Getting that 1v1 play out, essentially. AJ versus Alraz, and it is an all-star showing from AJ. Falls to the ground after faking it high. OpTic Gaming managed to secure that lead with 1:20 remaining.
Now it's time for Boulevard to try and speed things up more than they would want to. We're having to play this way for the vast majority of this game, and now suddenly it's their opponents who find themselves squeezed and pressed at the time. AJ can just right underneath here as Rexel sends that one into the centre. AJ could make it 3, almost does. It's the crossbar, and Magic Bear again turns it down. Let's Boulevard in. OpTic staying disciplined with their rotations, never overcommitting. Keeping 2 men back behind the ball at all times. Now Rettles changes that. He goes in front unexpectedly. That's why he gets the demo. And Alraz does excellently to come away with the ball.
Up high is Rethels, finding AJ on the side, and it's just a matter of speed here for OpTic. They want to try and keep the ball nice and lofted, try and burn off as much boost as they can from Boulevard. ZPS dropping low towards Zelda, does not take that shot immediately, instead challenges versus AJ on the backboard. Rethels to remove that final man in the middle, sending ZPS all the way back. It just becomes a lot more nervy with the final 20 ticking down.
Nervy times now for Boulevard. They have to get involved, but OpTic Gaming have the ball. First, they have to wrestle it off them. Job 1 is done. ZPS takes a demo as well. Delta has a chance here if he can get the flip reset, but he just couldn't quite get underneath it.
Final 10 seconds, finally seeing AJ push further and further. A pass across. Alraz to shoot. Rethels to save. It was just such a safe shot towards the middle of the net. Chance for a 0-seconder. Magic Bear from the backboard. A great push by Boulevard. In the end, however, seeing that OpTic just had the ability to keep the ball away, keep it lofted, burn that boost, burn that clock, and they take down game 1 in the 3v3 This is crew battles. Will they be picking a 2v2 or a 1v1 Boulevard?
Good question. Yeah, that's the only advantage of losing that first game. You do get the choice. So do they try and avoid AJ in the 1v1 straight away, or just charge straight into him and take the fight in that direction? I just want to say it's a little bit frustrating, that shot at the end. I think it was Alraz who had an opportunity.
Yeah.
He had space.
He can hook shot it. He can leather
Take
it
a
to like
touch,
a
get
better.
50-50, call his teammates in, get it on the backboard so someone else is flying in. Instead, he thought, let's get it on target, because what if I miss? That, I imagine, is the thought process that was going through his mind at that moment. And
it was a shot with safety on.
Yeah, exactly. You have to do more. You have to be braver.
Yeah, go no safety, see what you can send. But regardless, OpTic managed to take that one. And intrigued to see, because AJ is going to be one of the best 1v1 players in this tournament. But 2v2, they hardly slouch at, do they? Like, it's AJ and Magic Bear, theoretically. Like, that is a very scary duo. I would assume 2v2. That would be my shout. And we do have 2v2.
Yeah, AJ and Magic Bear, who so far, though, have not won their only 2v2. They lost it to Raiseball and CRR. It's 3-2, so it was a close one. So let's see if CPS and Delta can do a little bit more. Last time around against version 1, in the 2v2, they lost 4-1. That's right, they put up a fight. They kept them at arm's length as long as they could, but it just wasn't quite enough. I want to see ZPS and Delta attack AJ and attack Magic Bear a lot more than they did against V1.
You absolutely can't sit back. You can't slouch, because Magic Bear and AJ will be putting on mechanical plays towards you. AJ going for the fake bump. In the end, Magic Bear just takes the shot versus EPS, who just waits patiently in the net. Delta, the sidewall. AJ trying to go up for that challenge versus EPS, but the speed is there for Magic Bear. Towards the backboard, Delta is up, does get beaten round. The double touch coming in, but going far too wide.
It's a nervy little start. Always is in 2v2. It seems slower, and then it suddenly springs into life. With moments like that, ZPS charging down Magic Bear, adjusting the pace of the play. Unexpectedly, as far as OpTic Gaming is concerned. But good safe play from them.
Demo.
That demo opens them up completely, and it's just swept away by AJ.
You just see, in that moment, ZPS sitting like a fish in a barrel, and Magic Bear drops a stick of dynamite. Takes him out. AJ has a completely open net to tap it in on, and OpTic Gaming, they are going to be taking that first goal.
That line would work a lot better against Corey.
Oh, I'll be reusing it then.
Yeah, do. Reuse it. I won't point it out after this.
No?
I would never. 1-0 OpTic. Could be an equaliser somehow. CPS and Delta both fancy a bite of the cherry. It's CPS that gets it.
ZPS gets completely bumped into that ball as he finds the ceiling. What a touch. Does actually dodge into it too. Didn't need Delta to bump him, but the team play does manage to work out regardless. Minute 20, and that is leveled up yet again.
So goals in 2v2. I think the ones that we've seen so far today have been pretty tight when actually in 2v2.
Ooh.
You normally expect to see this, a quick goal or two. Some easy ones, some free ones, but Boulevard won't say no.
Delta just managing to squeeze it past. Very much threading the needle of both players that cheated up very close. AJ was centimetres away from Magic Bear. So intrigued that managed to sneak its way through.
So Gaming did find themselves behind in the first game.
Nice. That's nice.
As you can tell, they don't tend to panic if they do go a goal or two down.
That is wonderful. Magic Bear getting the touch over one and then sort of slows it down, fakes it, and then wants to use ZPS's momentum completely against him. ZPS pushes too far into the net, gets past that halfway line, and at that point, you're going to be a victim to somebody shooting behind you that you just can't catch.
Bear and AJ starting to wake up a little bit, but Boulevard have made them sweat, at least so far for now. When they have the ball, they are looking mighty capable. Getting a few goals right now against OpTic Gaming. Bear takes out one of the Boulevard players and a huge demo. They have been big so far in this 2v2. I think they've had at least one, maybe a couple of goals that have been because of bumps, if not demos. And scored directly after one or two of them. Just slow things down. ZPS is there. He wants to get a better first touch, but it's a little bit wayward, so he won't be able to do too much of the ball here. AJ just bounces after him anyway. Delta can come in is the long and short of it. AJ surely isn't going to miss here, but it is more good pressure for Boulevard side.
I love these passes back and forth too, because it's stretching OpTic as thin as possible. Delta just giving away the ball on that chance though, and now it finally relinquishes pressure over towards Magic Bear with 30 boosts and a reset. Gets over ZPS, but Delta's there to wait. Does actually get a touch. The trail does turn blue, but the dunk is not successful, at least shot-wise anyway.
Yeah, I mean, Delta had to be careful that he wasn't completely dunked there, so he actually did his job pretty well. It's a great challenge from AJ. ZPS has to be all sorts of careful. Magic Bear, I've noticed, he will never overcommit to the ball. He is one of the more grounded players that we've seen so far today. Just waiting for his moment, never wasting a jump, only coming up when he can, definitely get there, leads him to be able to make these dribbles towards the goal.
AJ up past that midfield line with only 20 boost. He gets it so wonderfully far. And 2 minutes now remaining, and these two teams tied up with 2 apiece. Magic Bear to shoot on target, but with Delta jumping nice and early, can block it away. ZPS flicking over the top of Magic Bear. AJ to receive with 40 boost, but no Reese. Oh, sorry, does get the Reese. I don't know how on that chance. Yeah, I know. Magic Bear taking one pretty lame shot towards the net, and the pressure can continue.
90 seconds left. Just waiting for one of these two teams to really commit to things. It's been a bit of a quiet phase in the 2v2 for a while, which you can see by ZPS pretty much hovering, waiting for AJ to come forward to him. And almost own goaling. We saw a nice little own goal a series ago. Who was it who scored it? Toasty, I think it was. That was almost another one from ZPS. Much whip from the ball when sending out wide. But in the end, it's worked out pretty well. He can come forward again. Delta's there. Takes a second, takes almost another second. ZPS in the centre, but he's not going to win this race, is he? For a second again. I thought the OpTic would get that one past the Boulevard defence. 55 seconds, pressure's increasing.
Chances starting to emerge yet again for OpTic with 60 boost on the backboard and a complete miss. It just manages to bounce its way in. Did AJ get the little touch here on that backboard? Oh no, it was just that first one. Nothing happened from there. A complete whiff on the backboard, and just the angle was perfect. A devastatingly slow roller towards the net, and OpTic gained the lead.
That's the last thing you want to see. Just a free goal for OpTic. Boulevard working so hard to stay in this one, but one miss on the backboard, especially in 2v2. And it's just going to punish you time and time again. Magic there, and that is what happens, Stumpy. You make one mistake, it leads to more than one goal against.
39 seconds, and Magic Bear giving them that 2-goal difference. ZPS, I think he thought he was going to go high. He thought Magic Bear would try and go for something a little bit special, but instead he manages to just take it towards the bottom, manages to send it low, and AJ going for that fake kickoff with Magic Bear. Oh, he misses the open net.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm laughing like it doesn't mean too much, but 2 goals is very different to 3 goals, even with 25 seconds left in a 2v2.
Ah, just make it 3 then.
No.
Never mind.
AJ's like showing some flair and messing about. It's not quite time for that. Again, it's a 2v2. There can easily be a couple of goals. All they need is one chance, Boulevard, and then a kick-off goal after, especially when they've already got a kick-off goal in this match. But OpTic seem comfortable enough to be able to just see this one away, and it does now seem that that is what is going to happen. It's going to be 2-0 OpTic Gaming, and they will go within 1 game of avenging their loss in the Open qualifiers.
I mean, the fact that what was their score in the Open qualifier? Because versus Boulevard, because everyone, as we said, it was going to be a 3-0, and Boulevard 3-0'd them.
I thought it was a 3-0. I didn't dare say. I should have been braver.
You should have done, you silly, silly man. It was 3-1, 2-0, 3-1, and Boulevard then went through. But yeah, I mean, OpTic just seeming like the better team right now, but they go into another 3v3, where Boulevard still have got that advantage there, 3-1 in 3v3s versus OpTic. So I think you'd have to look to them, but with AJ and Magic Bear, they have looked really quite fantastic.
Yeah, they're looking good together. That was a closer 2v2 than I think the 2-goal difference suggests. That really could have gone either way, that one. But all you can do is move forward into the 3v3. Let's see what OpTic Gaming can conjure up. If they can win this one comfortably and progress forward to the upper bracket semi-finals. Still a couple of wins away from qualifying for Gamers 8. That's what all these teams want to do. They are desperate to stay around for charity, of course. They want to make it there to the big land in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia surely will be met by players like AJ.
Magic Bear as well, finding him, continuing that 2v2 synergy. The double touch from the backboard. You see Alraz and Delta both jump, desperately hoping that the ball flies low enough for them to be able to clear it away. Instead, though, OpTic Gaming continue this trend of scoring wonderful plays.
It's starting to get away from Boulevard just a little bit. This is where concentration levels have to be insanely high. ZPS will be able to get a flip reset on this one.
Ooh.
Well read by Rettles, just doing his job, staying tidy at the back. Delta in front of AJ, but again, AJ is just waiting. And OpTic Gaming, that's been a current thread from them throughout this whole series, just waiting for the Boulevard touch or shot, sitting back that extra 5 meters from the ball and letting Boulevard come to them.
Chance in the midfield, though, for AJ to be pushing along a little bit further, trying to go for that ground pinch that we saw. Who was it early that was trying to trying to get them? Daniel trying to get those ground pinches. So trying to maybe just continue with them. And a great 50 from Alraz. He has been bench pressing all the way down the pitch.
And flying as well. So strong are his arms that he can take to the skies and flip his arms and fly. And then he gets a huge 50-50 at the end of it. Ushering in that Red Reaper as he makes it 1-1 in Boulevard. Well and truly back in this 3v3. They've never given up for Boulevard. This series has been pressure from OpTic Gaming. Boulevard have got themselves some goals and they've just never been able to be shaken off. So credit to them for that for sure, because they are on the cusp of going out of Gamers Without Borders. And that's a sad thing, because I've liked the way they played. But no time for sadness. Let's just enjoy that goal.
No way does ZPS read this. He's up for this touch, doesn't manage to get in the way for the second one, and completely reads AJ. The second goal for Boulevard is a beauty.
Got it in them, mate. Boulevard have that in them. They just can't see out a game at the moment, and this is where they'll start to think back to their history of 3-0ing OpTic in the 3v3 only qualifiers for this event. Can they do it again? They're to the ceiling! The 1-2 punch, and Boulevard go 3-1 up.
Boulevard's backboard is just being battered as often as they possibly can. They're making sure that OpTic are not safe when it goes high, and then when it comes back down low, they are conceding with that dabbing Reaper flying out of the net. You can see why Boulevard have got the better record against them in these 3v3s.
I feel like OpTic are going to have nightmares about that Red Reaper, because it's coming forward all too often. It could be coming forward again. And suddenly the OpTic Gaming game plan of just letting Boulevard come onto them has backfired, because now they need to chase. They need players like, I mean, this is where you look towards AJ and say, do something magic. We need you to wake us up. There's still time, but a couple of goals can feel so far away when a team can defend as doggedly as Boulevard.
I think, and also go for those attacking plays. They've not just scored a couple of terrible goals, they have actually made sure that they are outclassing OpTic on these 3v3 matches.
This one's over the top, Magic Bear. Set it away. Credit to OpTic, they have for the most part defended their backboard well. I know the last goal was from it, and one of the rare times they actually let it loose. Jay.
He's still there.
Tries to see this one going. Yeah, he let his boost take him forward towards the ball, but it wasn't quite enough to win the race. There was no opponent there he would have got there. Rettles wants to put this one forward. Does. AJ's not going to land in time, and Magic Bear tries to close it down, but ZPS, he charges it down. ZPS has been the standout for me for Boulevard so far in these series, but he's not able to save that one, and there's only one goal in it left.
There's a nice simple shot too from Magic Bear. Does not overcomplicate it. Just catches from Alraz's pretty terrible clear from the backboard to flick it gently towards the net. And now OpTic Gaming cut the deficit down to just the one with 2 minutes 12 remaining. They win this and they go through onto that lower bracket quarterfinals. If you lose this one for Boulevard, they are gone. But if they win, Cole, they've got a 1v1 versus presumably AJ.
Always exciting to see these 1v1s as they're starting to bubble up, but maybe we won't get the chance. AJ shoots. It's the bottom corner, but it's not going to find its way there. Magic Bear around the corner, wants to get the dish. Again, he can't either. The ceiling with the ball. How's Rettle's first touch? It's a little bit heavy. Almost manages to maneuver his car above it and do something with it, but not quite to be. But OpTic Gaming, since scoring that second goal, have been all over Boulevard yet again.
Rettles to pass it central, nearly caught out by Alraz. Magic Bear was there, but Delta to save. He has been all over the pitch so far with no boost though and getting dribbled away by Magic Bear. He is going to be shut down somewhat.
Boulevard looking like they're more than happy to defend for the next 80 seconds. OpTic are coming upon them. AJ to the side wants to get this cute little second touch out wide.
I felt it would have been better if he didn't get it. Like Rettles was there, like try and fake it. I appreciate it's quite quick and it's very retrospective, but I feel like just going for a couple of fakes on these instead of actually slamming the ball as often as you can, they will do OpTic some good, because Boulevard are respecting every touch that they're putting up.
You might be right, perhaps a bit telegraphed so far from it to mix up that approach. AJ, he's there. half a touch over Alraz. Boulevard defending so well, and the final pass isn't there for OpTic.
No.
Instead, it's the complete opposite. They've thrown that chance away, and it's 4-2 to Boulevard.
With a weak pass down, completely read by Delta, the man who operates in the worst of places if you're an OpTic Gaming player, manages to get the fourth for Boulevard. 43 seconds left. OpTic needs something big off the kickoff.
Huge read from Boulevard. OpTic too predictable in the end in the 3v3. You can certainly see how the open qualifier did go against them between these two teams. Whereas just sends that one forward. Magic Bear does pick out Rettles. Says maybe if he can tee something up, give his team a chance. But Boulevard are defending too strongly, and they're counter-attacking too well. And OpTic Gaming have been out of ideas for the last minute or so, and Boulevard are going to run out deserving winners in Game 3 of this best-of-5.
And it means that we will be getting a 1v1, and I hope it's good. Issue is, it's AJ.
Yeah,
AJ
true.
is too good that he makes... He has lost, but he also lost against CRR, a man that got to the grand finals of Gamers 8 on his 1v1 ability.
Now, Stumpy. It was 3 goals and it was dead, but now it's 2 goals and it's less dead. 17 seconds in a 3v3, a couple of goals needed. It is possible. Let's see how this kickoff is. Can OpTic do anything there?
I like that.
Lose it on purpose. Magic Bear has a pass. Rettles is up.
Pass?
Rettles, put it away.
Pass?
Oh my goodness, Stumpy Goblin. Magic might be occurring.
Magic might be occurring, but he was only the assisting player in that play. Back towards Rettles from the backboard, taps it down, middle of the net. Only 1 goal separating OpTic and Boulevard now. Will we see different kickoff strats appear?
Take 2. Can OpTic Gaming repeat the
Good
trick?
demo.
Rettles is in charge of the ball. He's in front of it. Oh, he wanted to take out ZPS.
Still good, it's still good.
Not able to, but he does get the ball in the end. Here's AJ. No second ball, no bump. Delta does whatever he can to stay in the way. 0 seconds, and it's gonna be heroics from Boulevard. 5-4 in the end, and a lot closer than they thought that game was going to be.
It was a tale that could have been much more exciting if we managed to see them take it right at the end. Get another fantastic kickoff play, but that goal was wonderful. I enjoyed that a lot. I like the kickoff strats. I like people going for them, being different, going for demos, whatever it ends up being. So, yeah, OpTic doing a great job to try and claw it back, but not quite. And now, because it's crew battles, we find ourselves with a 1v1. Cole, I have a single question for you.
Ask it, and ye shall have thy answer.
You could have just said yes. Is it going to be a good 1v1?
Yes,
Oh, no.
it is. It's going to be close.
Okay.
It's going to be hard fought. AJ's going to come into this one sad and frustrated that his team have already lost in a 1v1. This is where the fight is going to be. Okay? I mean, they will be against ZPS, who did lose 8-0 earlier on to Daniel. But it's a different kettle of fish. You know, it's big man AJ to Daniel. He's more flair-based, yeah? He wants to chuck himself at the ball. He wants to score some fancy schmancies. It's just so solid.
It's a different kettle of fish, but it's still ultimately like a shark in a box. Like, it's still scary. It's still not going to be an easy matchup by any means. It's a different opponent, but the quality is still there.
ZPS in a box, if you will.
Very nice.
Ooh, it could be 1-0 to ZPS.
Oh,
He's boxed AJ in for sure. And AJ just watches that one hit the post. And ZPS correctly reverts. AJ's chance now. And what is it with ZPS and getting ground played? Yeah. As soon as the ball touches the floor, is ZPS in the trouble?
Is it because he commits too high on these plays? Yeah, he jumps. He
doesn't know what to do, does he?
It's awkward because he doesn't know how to cover that. You have to play your card as late as you possibly can on every single play that you possibly can. ZPS gives it away quite early, misses that mid boost as well, so AJ's now got a lot for this pressure. The air duel bump potentially going to be coming in, instead he just goes to the top corner instead. And a bump, AJ sending him down the pitch. Can't be getting a shot from this angle, however.
The chain dashes from AJ, but it might not fire. ZPS
It does.
just sends that one in. He's at least broken his duck in this one, but what he didn't do against Daniel. He gets himself a goal.
What?
Broken his duck. You know that phrase?
Broken his duck.
Yeah, it's a
Even
phrase.
your phrases.
It's not that weird of a phrase. Breaking one's duck means not
Breaking
being on
his
zero.
duck.
It means you're not on zero anymore. It's perfectly normal to say break your duck.
Breaking. You slip that in as if I'd get it. You're as bad as Stacks, who the other day made a reference from 1953
And then got annoyed that no one else got it.
and got annoyed, being like, no one got my reference. Has anybody in chat heard of breaking your duck?
All right.
Surely not.
Let's see if the chat have heard
I'm intrigued.
of breaking your duck.
I mean, it's been a very low-scoring 1v1 so far. I feel like AJ's the kind of player to be like, yeah, I'm the big man. I'm going to get a couple of incredible goals here. But ZPS isn't necessarily giving him that time and space. I like the idea there from ZPS. He's low on boost, and AJ is going to be continuing to starve him.
Just to pick a few responses at random. Unbelievable Physique says yes, heard of it. Chief says yes. And Finlock says yes. So
Okay, I'd like
the
to
first
pick.
three that I pick.
I'd like to pick Alderon Esquire saying, "What's a duck?"
That's
All right.
That's your people, Stumpy. People who don't know what a duck is. All right. Well done.
Never
You've
heard of
won
him.
them over.
We want it well done. It'd be quite chewy. 2-1 OpTic with 2 minutes left, and AJ is probably thinking this is closer than he was anticipating. ZP has a chance to shoot on this.
on.
That's on target.
Ah.
But AJ, what a wonderful dive across net to keep it out.
Good effort from ZPS. I'm glad that we're seeing the real ZPS in this 1v1. He was like a little rabbit in the headlights earlier on against Daniel. But now he is those headlights. He's beaming down upon AJ with the ball. Corner the ball goes. And he is going to be able to have some possession here. Just
Faking
turns
low
backwards.
boost.
Oh,
Faking
but he
low
can't-
boost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then pulls away.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's so wonderful. Just did little spurts. And then ZPS stops, then reverses. As soon as he's done that, AJ can put his foot on the accelerator, press the boost button, and fly past him. Just outstanding, essential mind gamery from AJ.
I think, again, that's where we're seeing that ZPS is not quite in this level of 1v1s as your AJs, as your Daniels. They can pull out those tricks that people who aren't complete 1v1 regulars just can't quite understand. AJ, I'm sure that was his best ever touch. Maybe he had something in mind that I didn't quite see, but it's a misplay from him. So now ZPS in. And this is where ZPS can at least make AJ think. In these
I like
corners
that.
where he's
I
got
like
some
that.
possession of the ball, he can get it up in the goal and he can score.
Working out of corners is such a hard thing to do as well. The fact that ZPS can get it round and then lands nicely with the wave dash in the bottom corner. AJ was left chasing for the entire play, but being able to score from those tight corners, that is a fantastic movement from ZPS, and Boulevard must be thinking, okay, it's just the one goal, definitely chances.
AJ, though, is going to have more chances of his own. He's going to go for his classic move, the little floor play he
Yeah.
does. It's an edgeable bump. You knew it was happening. As soon as he was up, he suddenly switches his attention from the ball to ZPS, picks him out. There you go, makes a zombie out of him.
I like the movement from AJ there a lot. Looked like he was going for the edgeable play, then he looked like he was going to go for the ground play, and then in the end decides to try and hit the man instead, and does re-establish that 2-goal difference.
AJ is so dangerous. When he has the ball, what's he going to do? Goes for the little catch. ZPS is at least staying a bit more grounded in defence this time, which is good. You were right earlier on, Stumpy. He seems to be falling for that trick one time too many. And now AJ's going to struggle just a little bit more when he has control of the ball. ZPS, can he just surprise AJ here? That's the thing. It's a bit telegraphed from ZPS, a bit too obvious for him.
But still close, still so close. ZPS taking his time a little bit too much on that, and AJ seeing that with the 100 boost steal is able to fly straight back in. Knows that ZPS is pretty low on boost there too. Oh no, AJ didn't even get the boost steal. He was on 3 when he got that. Just knew that ZPS was in an awkward position and dives straight on it, pounces, establishes a 3-goal lead, and OpTic Gaming looking fantastic to be moving on in that lower bracket.
We saw some decent kickoff strats from OpTic Gaming in the 3v3. I was wondering if we'd see the same from ZPS and Boulevard. And he is the player that needs 3 goals to come back. Oh, hello, AJ!
what?
Wow, he just kept on going and rolled the ball home.
He scooped it high on the reset. Oh, dude, did he get a second reset on that?
What?
When he landed on the ball for the second time, when he scooped it, it looked like he got the immediate second reset.
I mean, whatever he did, it was something a little bit special. I think it involved some luck. Let's be honest, off the crossbar, but all the best goals do. All the best goals do involve luck. You know what I mean? Like, the best moments in sport involve a little bit of fortune, and you got to be good enough to be able to take it. And that's what happened there from AJ. Styling on his opponent, not quite up to the goal difference of Daniel was against poor old CPS, who
he's not going to play ones again, is he?
He's earned his money for charity, and now he probably never wants to speak of it again.
In the ones anyway, he's done well in the 3v3s. He's been no slouch whatsoever in any of them. AJ just a rolling one. Yeah, he's done well, as have all of Boulevard to get through to this point. But end of the day, you've come up against version 1 and then OpTic. They are two horrendously hard teams to run into. So yeah, I don't envy him doing that whatsoever. But in the end, it's going to come down to the team just being better.
I mean, Boulevard have also got at least one game against both version 1 and OpTic. So credit to them. They come into this event as, I believe, the lowest seeds, and they're going to leave a couple of games under their belt. And AJ's got himself a cheeky pogo. Well done, AJ. Or was it a bounce dribble? Was it a pogo? Let's see.
Hang on, one for the ceiling. No.
Just a little touch. Just a little.
If he got the touch there, then it would have been a pogo, but he didn't get the second one. All right. I know it was car bounce, but you just didn't get the second touch. Yeah. That's all right. It's late here. It's 11 p.m.
That is late for you. You're normally in bed by like 9.
I'm a 8:30 bedtimer.
Now, are you exaggerating for the fact?
I've been known to go to bed at 9:30.
Really?
Yeah. I've had an 8 p.m. bedtime in my time. Oh, CPS, come on, mate. At least make it 0. Okay. I'm happy that he didn't just go for it and then make us sit through another kickoff. We didn't need that. We didn't need that.
I don't know. I want as much Rocket League as possible, Stumpy, unlike you.
All right. We don't get paid on how much we suck up to the production. Thank you.
What?
I know. Fantastic showing there from OpTic Gaming. Boulevard, unfortunately, out of the competition. But as you said, Cole, they did well to be getting a game versus version 1 and a game versus OpTic. So congratulations to them. Otherwise, OpTic, they move through to the lower bracket quarterfinals. And after this break that we're about to throw to, we are going to be seeing Koi versus Axel with some brand new casters over here as well. Keep your eyes peeled.